Hi, thank you for joining me for a fairly vigorous yoga flow. However, know that I will give you some options for modifying, and we'll do some great deep stretches towards the end of the video. So if you need a little bit more of a warm-up than I offer, feel free to pause it and move through some cat-cows, some Surya Namaskar, or whatever you need to get you ready. The focus will be on a bit of balance, but also legs and glutes. So quads, hamstrings, glutes, and again, we'll stretch deeply at the end. I'm going to turn to face the short edge of my mat, as you probably already are. And either sitting on your heels or a block, you can bring your hands to your lap, relax the shoulders down and back, and softly close your eyes. Bring the awareness to your breath as you let all other distractions of your day start to dissolve into the rhythm of your inhalations and your exhalations. As you become more present, you could set an intention for your practice today, and it could be one of your own, or you could choose strength and stability. I am stable, I am strong. As that intention saturates your cells, you can bring your hands to heart center and draw the chin in towards your throat to seal that intention. And then bringing your head back up to a neutral, letting the eyes float open. Taking the hands by your side to just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Taking the hands behind you and lifting the heart center, taking your gaze slightly up. Depending on your neck, you can go a little farther back. Coming back to a neutral position, take your hands in front and step back into your expression of plank. For the abdominals, stay strong without the low back sinking. And then you can just kind of wave it back to your first downward facing dog. If you prefer to pedal it out a bit, you could do that here. Offer a generous bend to the knees as the heels come high, stretching your chest towards your thighs and your chin towards your chest. Take the knees a little straighter, heels back towards the mat, and relax the head between your arms. Shift your weight forward into plank again, squeezing the glutes, pressing back through your heels with a gaze between your hands, and return to downward facing dog. With the feet about hip width apart, or maybe a little closer than that, lift your right leg high and then bring it forward, creating a lunge with the fingertips down. Option of releasing that back knee to the earth as you bring your hands to heart center and stack your shoulders over those hips. Check that in that front foot you have weight under all four corners of the foot. From there, bring your left hand to the earth underneath your shoulder and float the right hand up to the sky, creating a twist. Continue with your breath. And if your left knee is off the mat, release it to the mat. Nothing's going to change except your right knee is going to go straight and the toes toward the sky. So you're still in a twist. Bend back into that right knee. Bring the hands back to heart center and hold lunge for a couple more breaths. So we're warming up that right thigh, that right hamstring and glute. Hands come to the earth, step to downward facing dog. Repeating on the left side, left leg will float up, and then come forward between the hands. Finding a powerful, steady lunge, hands can come to heart center. Gaze is forward, left knee is stacked over the ankle, and directed as the same way as your second toe. Not deviating out or in. Right hand floats to the earth, left hand opens up to the sky. If you have any problems with your neck, feel free to just keep your gaze down at your left big toe. Right knee on the earth. Start to straighten the left knee, bringing the toes toward the sky. Bend the left knee, foot is planted, sweeping the hands back to heart center, holding lunge. Hands to the earth, stepping back to downward dog. This time, shift your weight forward, returning to plank. Toes stay tucked under for a modified upward dog. Stay here for a deeper stretch, or draw that belly in as you bend into the elbows for a chaturanga dandasana. Pressing back to plank and returning to downward dog. Preparing for a new set of poses on the right side first. Lift the right leg up and bring it forward to your lunge. Hands come to heart center, back knee up or down. Deep breath in here. Exhale, twisting, bringing the left elbow outside the right thigh. Lifting your heart towards the thumbs again as you lengthen through the crown of your head, keeping some energy powering back through your extended left foot. You can stay here in your twist, and if you need to go a little deeper for these last few breaths, you can start to bring your left fingertips to the earth outside the right ankle and sweep the right hand up. Staying in that twist, hands back at heart center. And you could stay here, you could take a break, or gazing at the floor first, we're going to step forward into a twisted chair pose. So left foot comes next to the right, weight in the hips, and then you can take your gaze back up. Gazing back at the mat, keep the right knee bent, step back into a twisted lunge briefly, and then hands to heart center. Before moving to the other side, one more chair pose. This time hands stay at heart center. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Extend the arms out, an option of lifting the heels high. Heels come down, hands at heart center. Right leg bent, left foot back. Hands to the mat, stepping back to plank. Modified upward dog, heart open. Draw the belly in, bend the elbows to chaturanga. Press back up to plank, and then to downward dog. We'll take a few breaths here, so if you need child's pose, to check in with your intention, I am stable, I am strong. We will repeat the series on the left side after a couple more breaths. So make your way to downward dog if you're not already there. Lift the left leg, bring it forward to lunge. Hands at heart center. Moving into a spinal twist, right elbow comes outside the left thigh. With a powerful back leg, heart lifts up towards the thumb, keeping the chest off of the left thigh. For the last few breaths, if you need to go deeper, bring the right fingertips to the earth and bring the left hand up to the sky. hands back at heart center in your twist. Option of staying there or carefully preparing for chair pose by looking down to the earth and bringing your right foot forward to meet the left. Weight back, knees not passing the toes. You can turn your gaze up for more challenge. Taking the gaze back to the earth and bringing hands to heart center. Coming into chair by lifting the heels, extending the arms out. Heels down, hands at heart. Step back with the right. And place the hands on the mat. Step it back to plank. Your choice of modified upward dog, or this time untucking the toes, pressing into the tops of the feet for full Urdhva Mukha Savasana. And then coming either into child's pose or downward facing dog. So trying something a little tricky here. Lift your right leg up. You can stay right there. Option of bending the right knee and carefully reaching with your right arm to find that foot. Oopsie. It's quite tricky. And then bringing the hand back down, knee to chest. Lift the leg up and behind in a three-legged dog. Knee to chest. Now making eagle legs, Garudasana legs. Wrap that right thigh all the way around the left. See if you can hook it behind. We're going to roll over onto our side so left hand stays planted and kind of a funky little side plank. Coming back and rotating all the way around to the other side. Lift the right leg up behind, bring it back to chest. Right leg up and back to the mat, downward facing dog or child's pose if you need it. We'll try the same thing on the left. You could also do this from hands and knees if you prefer, and lift the leg up, reach for the foot that way. Probably would have been nice if I told you that on the other side, huh? So left leg up, stay there. Option of staying super focused. I am stable, I am strong. And if you want to try that left hand, again, a little tricky for me today. I'm going to come back. From downward facing dog, left leg up, knee to chest. Left leg up, knee to chest, cross it over the right side and wrap it around for eagle pose legs. And when we'll roll over, keep the right hand where it is, open the left hand up, and then bring it hand down, open to the other side. And back. Uncrossing the leg, reaching it high, and back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward to lunge. Hands to heart center, and then spin that back heel down, coming into warrior A. Perfectly fine to keep hands at heart center to protect your shoulders. We're focusing on legs today anyway. From here, we're going to move into warrior B. So the legs don't have to change. You can just open up your body to the long edge of your mat and extend the arms out. If you want to adjust the feet, that front heel will be in line with your back arch, and adjust the stance as needed. Take another inhale, breathe, reverse warrior. Exhale, hand to the earth inside the right ankle. Left hand reaches across, creating a nice diagonal. So from here, bring that left hand up to the sky, and either bring the back of the hand to your low back, or if available, you can make that connection behind. You can always come out of this to a half vinyasa to child's pose. If you want a little challenge, gaze at the earth, keep the right foot where it is, and slowly bring the left foot next to it. So weight is now on the left foot, right heel off the mat, and if you'd like to, start to slowly stand up. You can hold the leg here, or you can extend it out. Bend the knee, bend into the left knee, foot back down, left back, releasing the arms, so we all come back to warrior two. Gonna windmill the arms to the earth, fingertips on the earth, right knee stays bent, left leg parallel to the earth. Point through the toes. You can keep the fingertips down or bring them to heart center, but we're gonna keep the right knee bent this time and focus a little differently. So instead of just glute, we're getting some quad and hamstrings in this expression of warrior three. Fingertips down, standing split. Right knee bent, left leg way back. And step both feet back now. You can move to a little vinyasa here. Enjoy that upper dog, especially now, to stretch out the front side of my right leg. And then downward dog. I am stable, I am strong. Time for the left side. Left leg up and bring it forward. Spin that back heel in, make your way to your expression of warrior A. Moving into warrior B. If you want to adjust the front heel to line up with the back arch as you open up to torso with the long edge of your mat, stacking shoulders over hips and gazing out over the left hand. For a brief reverse warrior, and then bringing the left hand to your blocker inside the foot for a long angle stretch. Option of taking that bind if it's available to you. You can stay here, move through vinyasa, or you can now look at the earth, start to bring that right foot forward next to the left, shifting your weight into the right foot, keeping your focus first along the floor, and then following up the wall. taking that left knee straight or straighter. Left knee bends, right knee bends to feet are on the mat. Holding that bind, step the right foot back. Return to warrior B. And then windmill the hands to the earth. And you can move through that vinyasa, or you can just go directly to upward dog for a good stretch. And then either child's pose or downward dog. Left leg high, step it forward, and start to walk the hands around, turn the feet around, heels a little wider than toes, nice wide stance, and start to walk the hands back or keep them on a block, under the shoulders. Whatever works best as you stretch the back body, bringing the crown of the head towards the earth. Gravity is going to try to pull your shoulders towards the ears. You'll use your own back muscles to keep them away. If your head's on the mat, lift the head, walk the hands back out underneath the shoulders. And then with both feet turning forward, so outer edges parallel, start to walk your hands, actually keep both legs straight and walk the hands over towards that left foot. And then just sink your body between the arms. Try bending into that right knee, so the opposite side of your arms. Feel a great stretch along that right side. Take that leg a little straighter. Walk the hands over with both legs straight to the right side. Sink your head between the arms. Great shoulder stretch there, but for more intensity along that left side, bend into your left knee. Straighten back into the left knee, walk the hands over, back to center for a halfway lift. And then as you exhale, you can start to walk the hands around, turning the feet. So you're now facing the short edge of your mat. Step the left foot back to downward dog. And this time you can either walk the hands forward or jump them forward and see if they'll land outside your hands. So you can just rest on your elbows for a nice stretch there. If you're working on balancing, make sure your elbows stay in line with your wrist. And you can start to rest on your arms. Walk the feet forward and see if they want to float off the mat. Depending on your hamstrings, maybe the legs go a little straighter. And then you can bring them back to the earth and wiggle them back. We'll all come to Malasana. And then bring your glutes to the mat and slide yourself back if you need to. Finding your sit bones. Hands by the hip joints. Slightly tucking your chin. From there, lift the head up. Walk the feet in slightly. Take the hands under the thighs and rock the hips back. Moving to a variation of Navasana, heart lifting, feet off the mat. If your spine can stay aligned and you want to take the legs a little higher, you can do that. Keep the thighs glued together, option of releasing the arms. And if your hamstrings allow for your legs to go straight, you can go there. Still breathing. Bend the knees in. Bring the feet to the mat. Hands by your hips. Next variation, you can stay with savasana, or you can try holding on to your toes. Again, this is a little tricky with the balance, so we got to remember our intention of I am stable, I am strong. And keeping the spine long and aligned, you can try to take the knees a little bit straighter, a tiny bit at a time. Heart lifting. Bend into the knees, feet to the mat. If you need to, scoot yourself forward. We're going to come down to our back. To get there, slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Once all the way down on the mat, bring the heels a comfortable distance away from your glutes as we prepare for bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, with some options. Make sure you're grounding through all four corners of each foot. Start to rock the hips back and allow the hips, the low back, to come off the mat. Sometimes it's helpful to bring the shoulder blades a little closer to each other and draw the shoulders away from the ears. And keeping the chin away from the chest, just breathe into the front body. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your thighs if you're not actually doing that. Keep lengthening your tailbone towards your calves. And on your next exhale, release all the way back down. Next bridge pose. Come up. You can remain there, or this time, if you'd like to lift your right leg up to the sky, just make sure the left knee doesn't flail out to the left. It's staying centered and focused. Glutes are squeezing on that left side. You can bring the knee toward your chest. Extend it back up. Keep the hips high as you bring the foot back down. And switch to the other side. So weight in the right foot. Lift the left leg up. This is my tougher side. Keep those hips as high as they were when both feet were planted. You can bring the knee in, extend it back out, and bring the foot to the mat, holding it for bridge. One more breath in, and exhale, slowly release. Hug the knees into your chest, maybe rock side to side. Bring your left foot to the mat, and with your right knee bent, flex at the ankle and cross that leg over, preparing for a figure four stretch. Thread the needle. Lift the left foot up, thread the right hand between the two thighs, and find the left hand behind that left thigh. I like to use my right elbow to encourage some openness on the right side as I hug my left knee into my chest. Head and shoulders should be relaxed, face should be relaxed. Make some circles with your ankle. Just notice what's happening, where you're feeling it. Make sure your right ankle is still bent. And then bring that foot back to the mat. Uncross the legs. We'll hug that left knee in. Ankle is bent. Cross the leg over. And bring the right knee in. Circle the ankle if you'd like. Wiggle the toes. Check that your face, your shoulders, and your head are still relaxed. And notice without judging any difference on this side. back to the mat. Left foot by its side. Walk the heels in as close as you can. Open the knees out to the side, soles of the feet together. So in our variation, our supine variation of Baddha Konasana. So Supta Baddha Konasana. You could place your hands on your inner thighs to encourage that deeper stretch. Bring the knees back together. Hug them in one more time. If you want to rock side to side, or maybe just a simple spinal twist. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. And then back to center. Knees to the right, gaze to the left. Head and knees back to center. And as we move into Shavasana, if you have lower back issues, you could just keep the knees bent, but take the feet about mat width apart so the knees can just relax against each other. If available to you, extend the legs out fully, about so that your feet are mat width apart. You could stay with the hands, one on the belly and maybe one at heart. As you surrender to the support of the mat, check back in with your intentions one more time. I am stable, I am strong. Let your breath come back to a slower rate. The muscles relax their grip from the bones. As you assimilate and absorb all that we've done. And in this stillness, letting your body do what it needs to do. Hit the pause button and just linger in your Shavasana for longer if available to you. And if not, I'll start to bring you out of it. So bend the knees. And as the knees come towards your chest, you can circle ankles and wrists, moving fingers and toes. Gently roll over onto your side, pressing yourself back up to a seated position. Find your aligned spine. With that increased clarity, allow whatever needs to come to come. Allow whatever is ready to go to go. And observe what remains. Hands at heart center. Namaste.